Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3 and the Black Ice campaign on version 10.33 and Japan. And where we left off, we were fighting against Yuan and we finished them off. And we had Zibizan Ma to handle. Now, I've gone forward a fair amount from that because it took a while just to capitulate these guys because they were being a bit of a pain in the ass. Now, we've finished that though, and it's mean that we could annex all of the coastline of China. So Japan is looking mighty thick at the moment. And the plan is to follow the historical route from here. But we do have a couple of conquests that I want to try and pick up from. And I've chosen to go until April so that the weather hopefully is a little bit better. But we've got to handle Tibet, and we've got to handle... what's the name? Jiangxing. We've got to handle both of those guys. Now, I've picked up probably our best army, the first army, which has all of our sort of slightly faster but also armoured units in it. And we're going to use those to hit them because once you break through the small mountain chain here, it's pretty much even country of deserts and one more mountain, which is their capital. And then for Tibet, literally, you just need to take their capital again as well. So I'm hoping that once we take out Sai-Kan, or whatever the hell their name is, we can swing round here and like do an envelopment encirclement of these guys as well, and finish them off. So yeah, that'll be the plan, and then we will incorporate Tibet and Xinjiang into the Republic of China, the Interior Puppet. Now the Interior Puppet is a pretty strong faction. They've got 100 IC. With a decent enough amount of manpower here. Their production of resources looks a little bit bad, but I don't think this is 100% accurate. But yeah, that's at least useful to know that we've got a decent puppet there in that republic. We've got Manchukuo, which also has a pretty decent amount of IC, and with decent enough manpower, so they're going to be the bulwark against communism. I mean, they've got a lot of units. So hopefully they can, when the time comes, hopefully they can use those to good effect. And then we've got Manjing, which are, again, they're probably the weakest of our puppets, but they've got a few units themselves, and we didn't really use any of their manpower for the war against China, which is useful. So I'm hoping all of our puppets over here can start pumping out units to distract the Soviets when the time comes. And we're going to have a pretty sizable front line against them. You know, once you take out Mongolia and Tanatuva, if that's possible, because of course Tanatuva is a power faction, you know, we're going to have a front line that stretches quite a distance. And we're going to have, from Jiangxing, we're going to have a pretty decent, like, little bit of IC that we can just capture immediately here from the Russians. If we can, like, sort of take this industrial heartland area, that'll impact Germany and help them a fair amount. Same thing with, you know, the Far East and Vladivostok and some of the major parts over here. So that's at least good to know. And Mongolia's got a couple of decent enough spots that we could move to. So I'm going to need to think about how I'm going to handle that. Now, Navy-wise, we've had our production queue just chugging on through quite nicely. I've started to switch to a little bit more plane production now. And I have built a few convoys. And I'm just building some escorts to go with them. But, yeah, we've got another couple of carriers that are due out this year. And our carrier practical is looking really hot. So, yeah, we're on 18.7. And, you know, with each carrier that we build, the better that gets. So that's really good. I need to build some capital ships, though. And our cruiser practical is really good as well. So we just had as a tech finish as well for 1942 cruisers. So we're already at a really good point with our cruiser tech, and we need to get the anti-air cruisers as well, which I can't remember exactly where they are on our little... here we go. So it's saying it'll be done very early in 1940. So that's good. We've got a couple of positive things going on, and as I say, naval review wise, we've got another 2 carriers in production to go with this, so we'll have a carrier group of another 8 carriers, one of which will be command, to go with our carrier forces that we already have. So we've already got yeah, we've got 4 carriers there. And then an additional... I think we've got an additional couple... Yeah, we've got some of you down there that we need to put into port. But these are only light carriers, so they're not as important. But fleet carrier-wise, we've got already, I think, more than the Japanese had during the war. Or I think they had 8 in 1941. So we've already, I think, amassed that amount. And tech-wise, I am doing the carrier armor thickness, which will mean hopefully that we can get the next level of fleet carrier class. And I'm hoping that that carrier armor thickness will finish quite quickly. Yeah, July 15th. So yeah, we'll hopefully have carriers in 1939 to the next level. But let's start this by invading Zhangjing, and we lose 15 threats on everyone. It's been very successful so far. It's only logical we should capture them as well. So let's switch to legalistic restrictions and get our service by requirement. Go back to mixed industry and go on to census press, and let's get our economy back moving again. And we'll do the home front event. Perfect. So let's head on up. We should have absolutely overwhelming force here with which to crush through these mountains. Yeah, and it does look like we have got that overwhelming force. I think that's a Soviet commander they've got there. Interesting. Propaganda fails, neutrality's been lost, and we will pay the Navy. And that's the last of our light cruisers for the last run. And that's for the next fleet that we are putting together. Now, I might make my fleets have 10 ships in them rather than 12 because of the balance of the fleets. But I'm still debating that, because if we take out a couple of these guys, then it might be a little bit better. And then we've got the basis of yet more fleets that we can use. But I like the idea of having a lot of heavy cruiser screens, because we do need some basic defenses against them. Them being the United States and their overwhelming naval superiority when it comes to capital ships. Because I'm not going to be using a lot of battleships. I just don't see the point. Oh, and I did get, or I am researching, the side elevator. So it's an interesting tech, this. Decreasing some of our attack stats for individual units, but increasing the carrier CAG size by 1. So in theory, we're going to be able to have 3 CAGs on each one of our carriers, which is really good. That's useful. So let's move on into this slightly dodgy terrain, and I think we're just going to beeline straight for the capital. We should be able to get there relatively quickly. We also got the veteran army effect as well as we were fighting Zanmar, so that's positive. And I am trying desperately to sort out our money deficit, because we just seem to have a never-ending money deficit. And the Soviets want to buy some supplies, hopefully. Yeah. Let's see if they'll do that. Yeah, the Soviets don't seem to want our supplies, which is a shame. Normally they do. As you can see, we are getting a lot of oil. I've traded with the Americans, and I've got that 50% modifier, and I am running with it. Manchukuo. No, they're not interested. The United States, you'll buy, won't you? Yeah, they always want to buy. There we go. That sorted out the money problem, I think, near enough. And we've got some very, very good commanders in here that have got very good traits. I mean, even... God, even our tank units got themselves a benefit there for fighting in mountains, which... Oh boy. That's normally something that you don't see very often. Right, reinforcement is really down. It looks like our units have finally got back to where we want them. We've remobilized. and we're doing pretty well. I'm happy with the state of affairs at the moment. We just need, yeah, we need to sort the supply situation out a little bit. And there we go, victory. Now the cav will probably move fairly quickly, or not quickly at all. It looks like the tanks are doing the best here. Oh, okay, right. Yes, I do want... So, because of the range involved, when it comes to interceptors that I'm going to base out of our islands, I am going to go for long-range twin-engine fighters. And I need to start building, I think, some of these ports up and things and getting some garrisons over there. Because I'm going to try and hold a relatively defensive stance with our islands and then use our pretty elite core of Marines that we have here that have got pretty good experience bonuses with very good commanders. I mean, level 4 and level 3 across the board, but I actually thought they were a little bit better than that. But they do have a lot of different traits and things. But I want to use... I'm probably going to divert the specialist infantry down here to the jungle terrain for when we fight the Brits. But yeah, I want probably another 2 corps of Marines that I'm going to use to conduct an island hopping campaign all the way to take Hawaii. So we're going to... Also, I'm going to try and take Alaska, and I'm also going to try and take the Panama Canal. And get some of these South African nations to join us as well. Not South African, South American nations to join us. That is the basic plan at the moment. We're going to watch our units move like snails if I don't put it on a higher speed. And submarine crew training. Oh no, we want to keep that one going. Yep, 39. Let's get those. And yeah, oh, I forgot to do these. Silly Billy. Right, let's get that going then. And as you can see, our production queue is coming along pretty nicely. And it'll be even better once we get those escorts out. Because that'll free up another 7.5. Right, perfect. Okay, so this is where we can start to branch out if we want to. And I think I will send my infantry up 2 divisions up there. And then the rest of you can just sledgehammer your way in. Yeah, there's no way for them to go, so we'll just keep them going. We just don't want to end up in a supply bottleneck. Because we're moving into desert, we're going to be looking really good. Air Force HQ. You know what, I'm going to let that run. And that one just finished. Yeah, let's get these 2. Because completely forgot those 38 techs. Should have done them. It was silly. Very silly. And I think we do have... Yeah, we don't have any light cruisers in the production queue. I think we should start building some more. So we are going to build some of the Katori class, which are our newest ships. Not bad, not bad. Let's put the CAGs at the bottom, because they're the least important thing that we're building at the moment. And yeah, our tanks are loving the desert terrain. Twin engine armament. Ah, yeah, that is just the normal one. Nothing to worry about. And study for... Ah, yeah, okay, so we want that one and that one. And we'll get some Imperial Air Force HQs. And airport capabilities. Yeah, that's all fine. So we're on to 39 techs there, and we can get the machine gun cannon combo. Perfect. Very good. Right. we're going to keep moving on up. It's more desert terrain, and tanks like desert terrain, so we're actually fighting somewhere that our units are actually going to like, which is kind of shocking, really. And I think I'm going to go... I don't know what the thing is with them. But let's get, yeah, the Imperial Navy HQs. Because they're at least halfway interesting. And yeah, land-based air warning radar, 1940, perfect. And I'm going to let them run. Have we got any other techs that are just jumping out at me that need doing right now? No, I think we're going to carry on with our armament techs. We've got a fair amount of upgrades, actually, which is a little bit weird. A couple of heavy cruisers. And a major victory. Well, hey. Not bad, not bad. No, we're still heading in the same direction. It's the thing is with this country, they are very specific in the layout of the infrastructure. It is literally just a one path, near enough. And aha, there's the side elevator. Now, I'm not going to build any carriers off the back of that yet. We're going to wait for... Yeah, we're going to wait for the upgrade to carriers in general. And there's cluster bomb. And I think counterattacking was a very bad idea because we're going to immediately crush them. Launch torpedoes advance. I want to have an extremely effective army by the time this is all going on. Yeah, and our units are fighting a winning battle here, I reckon. In my humble opinion, we're just going to have to lose a few to win. And we're going to have very advanced planes. And we're already back around to escorts. Now, I haven't really done much with submarines. I just don't think we need to worry as much about them in this campaign. You know, from a standpoint of using them as an offensive force, because I don't think there's going to be major trade routes that we're not going to be taking out. So it just feels like a waste of time. I mean, I'll use them for scouting, obviously, but yeah, I'm not that worried. And then we can get radar and things. That's more important. And is that tech? Yeah, that's a 40. We don't need to be doing that. Let's get the two different types of radar techs for destroyers and cruisers is important. It was something that, you know, they did lack a little bit. Perfect. So, with that, we're going to have conquered Xinjiang. That was a very straightforward battle. And we can give more territory. So, how much more territory are they going to gain? They're going to gain all of this. Infrastructure-wise, the majority of it is not that great. Let's get our units back to their starting positions. And get them out of the quagmire that is over there. And we are still a fair way from joining the Axis. You know, I would ideally like to join them ASAP. But how much IC are they going to gain from this? I imagine not a huge amount. 1, so 6. Well, better than nothing. Better than a kick in the teeth, eh? Good. And that expands the Republic even more. So they're huge now. And, oh, another heavy cruiser. So you're joining the Tanner in that fleet. And we do need a little bit more of the old upgrades by the looks of it. And our production queue is looking a little bit shaky, to be honest. And yes, we have got landing crafts increased, which is great news. Now, we're now not doing anything with officers, and we're a little bit down on the old espionage. But as you can see, our officer ratio is crazy good. It's really good. Perfect. Now that the bow ramps have done that, we can take that off and sort out this issue. Perfect. We do want all of these though, including the structural improvements for the landing craft. And then we're going to start building some of those, I think, pretty quickly. Problem is, there's quite a lot of stuff we need to build. So I am going to need to prioritize. I mean, we've got over 2 years until, you know, War with America and war in general. So we've got time. It's just I don't want to, don't want to leave myself too stretched. And we've got twin engines. Okay, and we can get the anti-submarine warfare techs. Something that historically the Japanese were really bad at was anti-submarine warfare. They were, escort duty was not something that the Japanese were particularly fond of or that good at. So, yeah, something that hopefully we can be a little bit better at. Now, for the upcoming battle, this is dodgy terrain. All of this. But they do only have 1 victory point. So it should be, in principle, okay to just push in and take it. But in my experience, taking Tibet is really bloody difficult. So we're going to do our best here to sort out Tibet and bring them in. And then we're going to have a lovely border with pretty much some of the British sub-states, which is not bad. I can build some mountain units and then hopefully we can just take them straight out, because if we get their puppet units, that'll be great. We'll just puppet them and then take their take their manpower and their units. Right, nationalised private sector, end wartime measures, and division HQ advance. That's 38, I'll let that roll. Artillery barrel, 41. Yep. And yeah, let's get the small ship engine. And I still am having a good... Well, I wouldn't say it's a good idea. I've got an idea to build just swarms of motor torpedo boats to just harass any landings that the AI attempts on any of our islands. We'll just send waves of crappy motor torpedo boats at them and just say, here, eat this. And tech-wise, we're looking a lot better now. At one point I was wondering if we'd have enough tech to research everything in one go, but now we look like we've got more than enough tech to do that. And we can get the medium anti-air and the heavy anti-air, so hopefully they'll finish at the same time as the anti-air cruiser, and then we'll bring out amazing anti-air cruisers that can just beast out. Okay. So we get the Khalkhin Gol incident, which ain't great. Now, I'm hoping that doesn't lead to war with the Soviets. We don't want that. We will happily fight lots of people in the world, but I don't want to fight the Soviets at the moment. I don't want to give them any excuse to be stronger than they need to be. Right, and then medium artillery, brigade advance. These are all 40 and 41. Pocket battleship. Makes him cheaper. IC gets cheaper. I mean, yeah, why not? We'll build a couple of them. And yeah, we've got more radar techs here for our capital ships. Sounds good to me. And then heavy AA guns. Let's get self-propelled artillery. We can... I mean, I'm not planning on building huge armor divisions. I just don't think they're that useful in the terrain that we're going to be fighting in. But, you know, they might be useful sometimes. Okay, and I'm going to let those 39 techs run because they give CAG efficiency. Just a little bit, every single one of them. So the reason I'm doing that is because, well, that one gives CAG efficiency too. I'm going to get you. Just need to wait for a tech to finish. But yeah, I want all of the CAG efficiency. And we might as well do the port strike tactics and things as well. Yeah, we might as well start on those a little bit early. Yeah, let's make sure we do that. I want us to have the best carrier air groups in the damn world. Because when we add the port strike efficiency in that we're going to get from Tora Tora Tora, I'm going to just absolutely decimate. Hopefully the American fleet will be based out of Hawaii. And as long as they are, you know, that will be a great bit of usefulness to us. And, okay, so rolling artillery barrages, interdiction tactics, yeah. Okay, so CAG, crew and training, thank you very much. With the port strike efficiency, and then, yeah, let's get you guys into positions. So, the armoured units, let's bring them, I think, over there. Let's bring them over here. And we're going to specifically, I think, have them... Let's have the cav and that semi-motorized here. And then let's have the tank unit here and have them push in separately. Then we're going to bring the infantry over... Do you have a thing to... No, you don't. Okay, so we're going to bring the infantry there. And then I think we're going to have you four just be the hammer, so to speak. That just goes straight into them. And yeah, more of our planes coming online. I'm not building a huge amount of fighters. I'm just building enough fighters for if I think I need to fight the Soviets. You know, so I'm going to want at least 50. Primarily for home defense, but, you know, for other things as well. And air-based blueprints advanced. Good, good. Port strike. Very good. Naval air targeting. Yep, so that's all the things we want to be doing. And we still need to produce yet more. But yeah, I don't think in a Japan campaign previously I've ever taken Tibet. So I'm going to go visit the Dalai Lama. We need to have a frank discussion. Rocket artillery, yeah, I do want to get that before these, I think, because they're a little bit cheaper. And the organisation penalty decreased pretty heavily. And I want to get the air techs as well. Oh my god, so many technologies that I want to be doing. Like engineers, etc. Okay, yeah, more planes. Yet more planes for the glorious Air Force. Does that unlock tank? Yeah, it does. Okay. So we do have some tank techs from light armor that I want to get. But I think we're going to do the small tank research like that first. And then we've got Group 103. And let's give them a decent commander. And I will be doing a naval guide. Don't worry. I will definitely be doing one. And the main reason I want to do a naval guide as Japan is because Japan pretty much has access to every single naval unit. And they have access to a lot of very good tech. So I think they're probably the principal... In my opinion, they're the best naval nation in the game, as long as you play them correctly. The Brits, you can make an argument as well, are really good, and obviously the Americans. But the thing is with the American Navy, it's more sort of along the lines of volume, whereas with the Brits and the Japanese, you have to play a little bit more strategically with what you actually want to specialize in. Okay, so the Khalkhin-Gol incident, Japanese aggressions. On June 27th, the Japanese launched an air attack. The Japanese 2nd Air Brigade struck the Soviet air base at Tamsak Balak in Mongolia. Throughout June, there was continuing reports of Soviet and Mongolian activity on both sides of the river near Numunan, and small-scale attacks in isolated Manchukuo units. At the end of the month, the commander of the Japanese 23rd Division, the General Makihito Komosabura, was given permission to expel the invaders. So launch the attack, declare full war, or don't. Let's just launch the attack. And we just got something not good. So the end of the 1911 US agreement. By Japan's 1937 attack on China was condemned by the US and several members of the League of Nations, including Britain, France, Australia, and the Netherlands. These states had economic and territorial interests or formal colonies in the East and Southeast Asia, where they were increasingly alarmed at Japan's new military power and its willingness to use it, which threatened their control in Asia. In July 1939, the US terminated its 1911 commercial treaty with Japan, but these efforts failed to deter Japan from continuing its war in China or from signing the Tripartite Pact in 1940 with Nazi Germany and Fascist Italy, officially forming the Axis powers. So we gain a huge amount of fuel, but we're already maxed out. But we do gain 5%. Now, yeah, we just lost this, so we get a bit more supply and we have a bit of a change on money, but just lost a huge percentage increase to everything. So that's a bit of a shame, but we can make up with it in trade with other nations. So after condemning us, the Netherlands are immediately coming to us to say, hey, you're a good trading buddy, let's be tradey buds. Okay, and we are just waiting for our units to get into position to invade Tibet. Now, hopefully we can strongly push into their lands and just finish them. Got a very itchy beard today. It's like very itchy. It's not normally itchy. What's going on, beard? Why are you itchy? No itchy. No itchy beard. Bad beard. Yeah, we need to get onto the... There we go. Army command structure. That's gonna... Yeah, perfect. So, we're going to get a lot of CAG efficiency from all of these. This is the thing. I want our CAGs to be the best in the world. Our carrier air groups need to be twice as good as the Americans. Now, we need a little bit of steel. Right, so we don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about that. Okay, we've made our way back around again. So, cruisers, yeah, we had all the 39 techs, yeah. So we're back around onto battleships, so we can get the next level of main armament. And I am wondering when the Yamamoto will be commissioned into our production queue. Right, Marine HQ, level 3, yep, happy with that. We can, yeah, get the level 2 HQ. We need this. And carrier armor thickness. Still can't build the next level of fleet carrier. Scheiße. Well, we got 2 in the production queue anyway. They finish October 1st, so if there's a 1-month delay in the production, that'll be fine. Industry efficiency. No problem. You in position. We're just waiting for you to, yeah, your time to attack. Okay, so we're in position to attack Tibet. I think we're going to try and just blitzkrieg this very quickly. We can do a war games. Let's do a war games. It's a wonderful idea. And speaking of wonderful ideas, we're going to declare war on Tibet. So, it's been very satisfactory. Tibet wants to obviously join the fold. You know, why wouldn't they? And we can institute consumer product. Right, and let's just break straight through. Hopefully. Now we do have some of our elite Formosa divisions that have got the Tuku Honai, or whatever the hell that means, involved. So doesn't look promising. 0.1. Why is it 0.1? And 0.8. Don't think we've got any air bases that we can use our air force out of. We'll have to have a look. Yeah, there's one here. But yeah, nothing too great. Yeah, Tibet already being a problem. That's what I think. I couldn't remember if that's what happened last time I did a campaign as Japan. I was tricked into attacking Tibet, and then it turned out to be a huge mistake. But it might be a huge mistake, guys. Might well be. Medium fleet. Yeah, we'll take what we can again. Let's get more auxiliary vessels. And then if we do the home front, and we're only doing that just to get a grasp on our situation. And yeah, more auxiliary vessels. I think, yeah, the last time we had a load come out, I put them over here. Probably need to get some destroyers and things just to act as guards to these units. So I will build some destroyers. Because we've got a pretty level amount. How many have we got here? 24, I think is what it's going to end at. Yeah, 24 ships. So 3 destroyers each. Just these can be extra invasion vessels. Yeah, we're not gonna break through there in a hurry. I don't know what it is about Tibet. Tibet is just given. I don't know if they get major modifiers or if it's just. It says fort modifier, but there's no forts that I can see. I really have no idea. But, you know what? It's not worth it. And... oh, they declined our generous offer of peace. Come on, Tibet. Just make peace. We'll be peaceful with you. I don't want to fight you if it's going to mean that I'm going to have to keep units here forever. definitely not worth it. And yeah, it's just not worth it at all if I'm gonna have to do that. Let's I mean, I guess we're breaking through here, maybe, sort of. Maybe here as well. Against like a couple of... Yeah, it's going down. Just not very quickly. Veteran unit opportunity. Don't need coal. No. No. That's decreased our descent. That's a 40 tech. We don't need to be doing that. And... yeah, they're both 39, so we can get those. I must say, our production is really good. It's, you know, we've got decent levels now of production everywhere. Dual purpose guns, why not? I mean, the one good thing is it will level up our commanders. So, you know, commander upgrades, maybe that's worth it just for that, but I'm clutching at straws here. God damn it, Tibet. This is all your fault. You couldn't just fold. Damn it. Oh, I don't want to be at war with them. We can't just push straight through. I really cannot. Can it be asked? You know, I guess I am getting some production benefit out of it. So being at war with them is good maybe for that. That's a 40 tech. And we're doing it. I can't tell if we're winning, but things are happening. There we go. That's what we'll go with. We'll just say things are happening. So 39. Yeah. Logistic organisation is always good when you're having to deal with lots of horrible terrain like we're going to have to be dealing with. Yeah, so they won that. And I think we'll get a brigade again. Because you can build quite nice... No, that's not a brigade, that's a division. Whatever. We can build some light infantry out of that. And you're 50% of the way there to upgrading. A little bit slow, but we've got a couple of carriers that are due out. Nope, they're not out yet. And we'll get radar training. We want our troops to be all together on technology. The best technology we have. Ships. Nope, 30th. Okay, and another couple of carriers. So we can attach you to the 9th. And then there we go. More hero class. And we got finally a bit of a positive on the old carriers. I think I'm going to leave it before building some more, because how far away until we get the next level of carrier armor? Anti-air cruiser, heavy armor forging, carrier armor. I have no idea how far away or close we are. Carrier armor thickness. 1939 November 16th, so a little bit distant, but our practical's gone up. I mean, if I was to build a couple along 17 months now, how about light cruise carriers? Under a year. Could do with maybe one more of them. How many have we got in that other squadron? We got down here. We've got an odd number. Let's build one light carrier then. Just build one. Yeah, and then we'll use the rest to build a few. We'll build a production run of convoys. Do with at least 500 convoys minimum, but probably a little bit more. And I think we should go on to, fire control system. And how many spies are we up to? 245. For the US, I'm going to switch off tech espionage and increase the threat. And intelligence-wise, how much? God, holy shit. Oh, wow. They've got a... fuck. They've got a lot of crack carriers in production. Oh. But they can't have that much IC. That must be... You know... They must be limited a little bit on IC. Right, ground attack tactics. Yeah, we're going to let that run. And I think spotting, let's get that up. We don't need to do exchange IC for resources, it's not worth it. And go the Germans. So, World War II has begun in earnest. Of course, the real war is happening over here against Tibet. The Tibetan War. You might not have heard about it, but it's a major conflict. (1939). Get all these tactical ones like up and running, and another heavy cruiser. Down to the last of those. And we've got one light cruiser in production. So 1940 is when that next run will be done. And I think I'm going to call it an episode here. So thank you very much for watching this episode. I'm going to probably do a naval review in 1940 and an army review at the same time. Let's try and get peace again. No. So it looks like we're going to be stuck in a perpetual war with Tibet now. But I've got a couple of infantry that I can just leave behind. Like, we don't want to leave you behind. But I can leave these 3 units here to just hold it down, along with, the cavalry. That'll do. That'll do the job. They won't break through that. And then we can pull all of our decent units away. That's fine. We can be in a perpetual state of war. It's no problem. And then we can just wait for bloody Germany to invite us in. I mean, where are we on this scale? We must be nearly there, surely. Come on. Come on. Driven towards the Allies. We've got everyone loves us and wants us to join them. And the Americans are drifting towards the Axis. That's broken. It's so broken. Right, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the China campaign. As you can see, we're a big swole boy now, and hopefully we'll get to join up with Germany relatively soon. So thanks again. Bye-bye.